Just hit the red button.
Oh yeah, it says 1, 2. Okay, yeah, we're on. Yeah, okay. So Sean's been a slacker lately, even though I've been bugging him. I haven't done a podcast in a while. But we're here again, and we're in the same place as always, where we do our podcast.
Yeah, so this is the first one, and since last one I did was back in July when I did like the AC/DC one for the 40th anniversary of Back in Black, and then I kind of fucked off and
Slacker.
yeah, I know, and haven't done one since then for reasons unknown. I don't know, whatever.
Slacker.
But so I came over to Dave's, Derby Dave, back with Derby Dave again, and
We tried to do a few of these earlier, and then things just went sideways.
yeah. So it is December 1st, 2020. It's snowing and blowing out there. It is like full blowing winter out there right now.
Yeah, schools are closed today.
Yeah, it was.
Now this is the cool.
School's closed
So-
today. Yeah.
When we were kids. So when we were kids, there was like you'd wake up every morning and be like, is it snowing? How much is it snowing? You go to bed at night and you'd be like, it's snowing. Okay, what's it gonna be like in the morning? You get up in the morning and you'd be like, tune in. Because you had to find another
Oh, yeah,
radio.
you're glued
The
to the
internet,
radio.
for us, the internet didn't.
Yeah,
there wasn't a
there
thing.
was no internet.
So it was the radio. You
Yep.
listen to the radio, and they're like, "This school's closed. This school buses aren't running." You're like, "Yes, day off." So now with this whole COVID crap, we're back to the COVID crap.
Okay.
So the COVID crap, when that started, they had the March break that turned into 6 months of off school.
It was yeah.
So then they developed the online schooling thing.
Yes,
So now, sucks to be a kid today.
Yep.
Schools are closed. Log into your online school learning. Sucks to be you kids.
My girlfriend texted me this morning and she's like, "Are your kids in school today?" Because her daughter had a snow day. So I texted my baby mama, Cassandra, and I said, "Are the kids in school today?" And she said, "No, they got a snow day today." And then she sent me a picture of my son sitting at his little desk in front of the iPad, and I'm like, "What's he doing?" He says he's in class. And he's
Sucks to be kids today.
So she sends me a picture of my 5-year-old who's in kindergarten, and he's at home having it's a snow day, but he was sitting in front of his iPad, still in class with his teacher. I guess they were reading some books or something. And he didn't look too impressed with.
Yeah, no, for us, snow days meant like GTing, like the GT
yeah.
all the way, snowmen, like rolling big snowballs and building snowmen.
Well, I can remember when I was, like, I'm 44 years old, so I've been out of school for a long time. But when I was in public school, like Derby Dave said, you get up and, the weather was shit, so you were glued to the radio, which when I was a kid, which was CKNX, AM 980.
980.
It was AM
920?
920.
No, 920?
AM 920. Swing and wing them.
It's only 40.
And you'd be sitting there just listening to it. They'd be going through, and I would hear Holmesville Public School closed, no buses, and it was literally...
The school is only like you could throw a snowball.
Oh yeah, I grew up in Holmesville. I lived right 2-minute walk from the school. Whatever, the school was closed, right? So as soon as you heard that, you'd scarf back a bowl of cereal, watch a little bit of TV, and then as soon as it was daylight out. It was just you didn't even have to call your buddies. Like, I grew up in a little village, and it was just like, when it was a snow day, everybody knew. It was just like, you grab your toboggans, we grab that, and we'd be down at the gravel pit, and we'd be outside.
But back then, they just closed everything.
Yeah.
Now they do the, buses aren't running, but the school's open thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, all the parents that have jobs could go drop their kids off at the school still. Just the buses aren't running. But now with the COVID thing, they're like, okay, buses aren't running, school's closed, log in, you're in class.
Yeah. But no, snow days were, fucking great when I was a kid, because it was just like, you were on a PA day, basically, and we were out, Yeah, build snow forts, out tobogganing. There was no, we weren't playing, sitting and playing video games and shit when we were kids on snow days. We were outside building.
Well, yeah,
snow
because all we
forts
had
and-
was a Sega Genesis. No, you probably didn't even have Genesis then.
No.
We were Atari level.
Yeah, I didn't have any of that shit.
I played Atari once or twice. Atari, I don't know for how many people are watching this, but Atari was like those ones where the pixelations were this big.
Yeah, like they picked. Yeah, that's a totally old school shit. I think we had Pong for a little bit.
Pong, yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't even something that we bought. It was something that was given to us from somebody else that upgraded to Atari and gave us the Pong.
That was a big upgrade, yeah.
But yeah, we never did the video games thing. But yeah, it is. She is winter out there.
Yeah, it's blowing and snowing. So it's deer season for me this week.
Yep, that's why I'm here.
Yeah, that's why Sheldon's here. He shows up for deer season every week.
Yep.
The whole dynamic of deer season has changed for me lately, and I'm very disappointed on how the deer seasons have been in the last year, because for me, deer season has always been, like, we have 7 days of our shotgun / muzzleloader hunt.
Yep.
And it's always...
I don't hunt, by the way.
No, Sheldon doesn't hunt.
I enjoy partaking in the spoils of the hunt.
Right. Yeah, the bacon wrap tenderloins.
But I'm not a hunter. There's just something about... sorry to interrupt you for a minute, but... I love eating venison, and I have absolutely no issues in partaking in the spoils of the hunt. But there's just something... I think if I was out in the bush... It's not even a thought. I know for a fact that if I was to be out hunting and get a deer locked in my sights or through a scope or whatever, there's just no way I could pull the trigger. That's just such a beautiful animal. I don't have the heart to shoot it.
There's the other
But I don't have any problem with him shooting a deer and partaking in the spoils. I personally...
There's the other part of it for
shoot
Sheldon too. Sheldon actually did seriously consider joining the group.
I did.
Because we had a group for years, and it was a very tight-knit group. It was a very socialist group, almost communist.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why Sheldon passed on actually hunting.
Yeah.
Was because, the 1 year, Sheldon got into like shooting the bows hardcore and just getting into we had deer targets, like we bought foam deers that we would shoot at in the front lawn with our bows and stuff. Sheldon was totally into it, and he was seriously considering joining the group as a hunter.
I actually enjoyed it.
And then he saw what dictatorship we had established as a group.
Dwight Vanderhart.
Dwight's there. And he just couldn't handle the dictatorship thing of the situation, because Sheldon's such a free spirit.
Yeah.
And he was like, I want to hunt deer. I want to go with you guys and hunt deer. And then he observed deer season. He said, basically, screw this shit.
Yeah,
I ain't having no part of this socialist dictatorship system.
I'll show up after the hunt and partake in the eat and drink of the week. But
do you remember the year you got suspended from work?
I did.
And there was 1 year he got a 2-week suspension from work. Why did you get suspended? I don't remember now.
There were some rules at a place that I worked at that I didn't. A bunch of us, actually. This wasn't me. There was 4 of us. We broke the rules, and the boss each suspended all of us for 2 weeks, and it fucking worked out absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, so
because I got suspended during deer season, so I got to spend the entire week home.
But here's the funny part is he said, I will take care of the camp if you guys hunt the deer. And then Sheldon got up every morning and sat in, and the chair is still here, same chair.
Yep.
He got up every morning, sat in the chair, and said, you know what, you guys go hunt, I'll have everything cleaned up when you get home.
Did I?
No. You said that.
Yeah, I didn't.
But you didn't have anything cleaned. You were still in the same damn spot.
I don't remember cleaning shit.
You didn't clean shit.
No.
But he said he was gonna.
Yeah.
That was his payment for the week. And we fed him and clothed him and provided firewood for the week, and he didn't do shit.
I ate.
You ate, but you didn't do shit. you didn't provide anything.
And I enjoyed myself.
I'm sure you did, but you didn't provide anything towards the camp.
Absolutely.
At any rate, he was a lazy piece of shit and said he wasn't going to be. So
I'm gonna smoke.
On a podcast?
Yeah, fuck it. My mom doesn't watch this shit anyway. My mom doesn't even have internet. The only reason why, yes, I smoke cigarettes, and the only reason I've never
God, this is like you
podcast,
people have no idea
because it's like, oh, my mom doesn't know I smoke. And my mom doesn't even know what internet is.
So when Sheldon started the podcast, he would always have a cigarette right before we started the podcast because he was paranoid about his mother seeing the podcast. Don't pull your smoke on me.
My mom doesn't even know what the
internet is. Yeah, he was paranoid about his mom because she doesn't know he smokes and she didn't want to know it. Yeah. She didn't want her to know it.
My sister just found out on the weekend that I smoked.
Sheldon lives a very secret life.
Very, very secretive. Many skeletons in the closet, I guess.
So yeah, it's deer season, and so we always had this whole thing where, and this has always been very, very special to me, is deer season. I started when I was 19. No, not even 19, 17. When we lived in a little apartment.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I grabbed my gun and I just disappeared for the week. And
95.
And I went hunting with whoever I could.
25 years ago.
25 years ago. And I went hunting with whoever I could, whoever would take me hunting. And it was I went through some very real experiences that week. That was the first week I actually pursued deer hunting. And I covered a lot of bases. I did the driving thing. I went with one group that drove deer.
It's not even hunting.
No, well, and I learned that week. I am so against it. I despise that style of hunting. And
just explain.
So basically, what it is,
block and push, or another word for it.
Block and push.
Explain what that is.
So basically, I had no idea what it was at this point in my life. I was 17 and I had no idea. I was learning from everybody else what deer hunting was. I knew I wanted to hunt deer, but I didn't know what the techniques were, what was involved with it. I'm just a kid. I'm stupid. So then one day, this group was like, yeah, come hunt with us. I'm like, okay, cool. So I show out there, and they're all fucking still drunk. And not that I have anything against drinking, but they're all still drunk. And fucking piling there, whatever. And they're like, all right, we're going to go hunt these deer. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what deer hunting is. Let's go do it. I'm in with you guys. Let's do this shit. Teach me something. So basically what it was is we'd take a bush, and all these guys would line up on one end of it, and then all these guys would go to the other end of it, and then we walk in the bush and try to scare all the deer towards the guys that are standing on the other end of the bush. And either A, the deer would run out that end, and they'd shoot at them, which is towards us.
Yeah.
Or we'd see the deer and shoot at the deer, which is between us and them. So it's just deer running in between us, and we're shooting at each other.
Shooting at the deer.
With the deer in between. Yeah. And I'm like, as soon as the first deer ran across in front of us, and I just ducked because there's fucking bullets flying everywhere. I hit the fucking ground.
Not even bullets.
I felt like I was in Stalingrad. Like, fuck this shit. I am not doing this again. I did it one day, and that was it.
Yeah, that's not even.
Not doing it again.
It's not even.
I don't know how. No, it's not even. Well, there's no skill. There's no fucking.
Yeah.
There's no, like, for me, like, if you're gonna go hunting, it's about figuring out what an animal's doing, where it's going, what it's thinking.
Yeah, track.
It's the skill, their movements, and try to get one step ahead of them. You know, like, that's what. It's not supposed to be scare the shit out of them so they run away and you just pile a bunch of lead in their direction and hope you hit them. Bullshit. So that was when I decided on
basically Stalingrad.
Stalingrad, yeah. No, like I'm not into that shit. I wouldn't want to be in Stalingrad, and I don't want to hunt deer Stalingrad style. So I'm that was when I formed my opinions in my 17th year. I guess it's 18th technically because 1-0. But yeah, when I was 17, I picked my style of deer hunting. And it was an interesting week because I also learned some interesting deer hunting. What's the right word I'm looking for here? I'm not really sure. I'll come up with the word. But I went out with one guy, and we hunted this property, and we just still hunted. You go sit in a stand, and that's been established based on how the deer move, and you wait for the deer to come to you, based on understanding the animals.
Right.
And then I went out with one guy, and then another guy, and then another guy, and apparently, this is what I learned about properties and ethics on hunting properties and permission and so on and so forth. Because I went out with one guy on this property, and then I went out with another guy on the property, and then all of a sudden, the one guy found out I was on this property with somebody else, and they got really upset about it. And I was like, I didn't know that I shouldn't be on a property that somebody else had permission for, that somebody else had permission for through somebody else.
Yeah.
And then you get into this whole social, and it's getting worse. It's getting worse and worse every day. So having permission for hunting rights on a property is a thing, big time.
So okay, so what is it about deer hunting that, like, where's the enjoyment? Like, what is it about deer hunting that gets you excited, that you love?
For me, it's okay. There's several aspects here. So there's bow hunting, which is one thing, and then there's the shotgun season. The shotgun season is in Ontario, in our area. You have 2 weeks of shotgun season. So you have the first full week of November and the first full week of December that you can hunt deer with a shotgun or a muzzleloader. And then you have your bow season, which runs from October 1st to December 31st, excluding the 2 weeks of shotgun season, shotgun muzzleloader season. So you can't hunt with a bow while people are out there with guns.
Right.
Which is logical.
Yeah.
And the shotgun season I've always chosen was the first full week of December. And I like the first full week of December for 2 reasons. One, there's less people that choose it. And 2, you're more likely to have snow. And I love snow for hunting deer. Because snow allows you to figure out what the deer are doing, where they're going, what they're thinking. And 2, if you actually shoot one, it's easier to track it in the snow than it is in rain.
True.
Now, bow hunting. Okay, so we'll stick to the shotgun.
Okay.
So shotgun season for me it's a 7-day season. It's a week. It was 6 days until they passed the legalization of Sunday hunting. So 6-7 days, whatever. The whole thing for me was not so much the deer hunting itself as it was the camaraderie.
Yes, I knew that's what I was.
It was. For me, it's the camaraderie. Yeah. It's the whole idea that you have a group of guys that every year shows up on Sunday evening, and then they hunt their week, whether it's 6 days, 7 days, whatever, and the guys are like here in a hunt camp as a group, which has always been my place.
Yep.
And, well, we get into the greenhouse, wise line, whatever. Yeah. But anyways, the guys show up for the week, and we all go out every day, and we hunt deer, and come back midday, have a couple beers, something to eat, a nap, go back out in the afternoon, and sit again, and hunt deer. You shoot some, you clean them, whatever. But it's the whole idea of a week of camaraderie of the guys, where we sit around and fart and burp and drink beer and do just discussing men. Yeah, just be men. Just do discussing men things. And that's kind of fallen apart in the last year or two.
Almost the last 4 years.
I'm kind of clinging on to it, so let me have it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's starting to fall apart. So it's time to find a new deer hunting group. So if you're interested, we're taking applications. But you got to be top notch to get into this group.
If you're a serious deer hunter, and
we got good land.
Yeah, we got. Not me, I don't hunt. Yeah, if you're interested in hunting deer for shotgun season, and you can get away from your obligations for a week,
7 days,
7 days, and come to hunt camp and and be part of the camp, be part of the group, and spend 7 days hunting deer with the group, then that's what we're looking for. Because the guys that were part of, the hunt camp from back when Dave was talking about,
Yeah, we're not going to get into details on them,
but
it's falling apart from what it was.
Yeah.
And it's not anything against anybody personally. Well, maybe one or two of them, but everybody takes different life directions.
Yeah,
and now we need some life directions that are going to lead into this. So, bow hunting, what I really enjoy about bow hunting is a whole different ballgame. So when I go out bow hunting for deer, I always take a book with me. And I go out and I sit in the bush, and it's not even about harvesting an animal. I mean, harvesting an animal is always great.
that's the point of it.
It's enjoyable. Well, no, it's not the entire point of it. The entire point, like a big part of the point of bow hunting for deer is sitting in the bush, and I generally take a book with me.
Yeah, I know you do. Yeah.
And I sit out there and I read a book, because I don't read a book otherwise. I'm always busy at the shop or doing this or
Right.
doing that or on the farm. We didn't get the Christmas trees in either.
Right.
There's always something going on, so it's just a time to sit and reflect and read a book and be quiet, and all kinds of cool things. I've had squirrels sitting beside me on the tree stand. I've had birds land on my bow. When you go out there and sit in nature,
you're fully present.
Yeah, when you go out there and sit in nature surrounds you.
Yeah.
If you're quiet and just allow it. And it's a peaceful time, a quiet time, and I really enjoy that. So that's bow hunting.
Right.
And the shotgun season is about the camaraderie.
Yeah. Now,
And obviously killing some shit.
obviously killing.
You gotta kill some shit.
Gotta
but
kill. I don't like killing shit.
I do.
Although I did fuck up a red squirrel during the summer.
Just one? You got more than one?
No, I just got the one.
Just the one?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a red squirrel infestation this summer.
Yeah. What's the most memorable deer you've harvested?
Oh, the most memorable deer I've...
They were hanging.
No, they're in there
They're
now.
in there now. Yeah.
See, that's a very difficult one. I would probably say the most memorable deer is the center one in there, the big one that Wreath is hanging on.
Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah,
figured, yeah.
He's definitely. But the first one is also memorable. Because the first one wasn't just one; it was three.
Yeah.
Could have been four.
It's like the first girl you ever hook up with. You know,
I'm a virgin. I don't know.
They're memorable.
Yeah.
You never forget your first one.
No, that buck, the big one, and then the trophy. He's definitely a memorable one. I spent weeks before the deer season patterning out what they were doing. I knew they were coming into this hayfield at night, and then they were going to the cornfield, and then first in the morning, I didn't know exactly what time, but I knew in the morning they were passing through this way on this trail. So I went in. Oh, and there's a funny additive to this. So I went in the pitch black. I was walking across the hayfield because I knew the deer were in the cornfield over here. I walked in the pitch black. It was fucking dark. I walked in there and I sat down in my spot where I knew these deer were going to pass by in the morning. And I sat down and I relaxed. In my spot, knew what was going on. Opening morning, first day of deer season. And
Okay, was this a shotgun or a
this
bow?
was shotgun.
Okay.
This was shotgun. Shotgun / muzzleloader, but I had my shotgun. And I'm sitting there, and it's just starting to get light. So you can legally shoot. The laws on this are half hour before sunrise, half hour after sunset. So I'm sitting there, and the clock hits half hour before sunrise. I wait a couple minutes. I light a smoke. I'm sitting there smoking this cigarette. Tastes so good in the cold air, snow on the ground.
They do taste better in
cold air.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
snow. Oh
Absolutely.
yeah, I know. Yeah, so good. So I'm sitting there smoking this cigarette, just knowing these deer have got to come by me sometime in the next couple hours. Well, shit, I take a drag of my cigarette. And I look up. And there's this fucking magnificent buck standing there. So I take my cigarette. I don't even put it out. I just set it down. And I bring my gun up. Boom! He fucking crumples on the spot. Done. And then all of a sudden I look over. There's these two radar bucks. And so I swing my gun over. My wife at the time had a tag. So I shoot him too.
How many wives have you had?
2.
Just,
2 legal ones.
I'm just fucking.
At any rate, my wife at the time, the wife that I had at the time had a tag as well. So I fucking crumpled that radar buck. And then the other radar buck took off. And so I walk up in the field and these 6 does take off because that was his harem. So then
was
till I creamed him.
Yeah.
So then I drive out. I walk out of the field, drive up to a farm up the road where I had my 4-wheeler and a trailer because I had stashed it there, anticipating that something like this would happen. So here's the funny part. This one kid that worked at that farm, he was an aspiring hunter.
Okay.
So what he saw was I drove into the farm and I hopped on the 4-wheeler and I drove away back into the farm. And then like a half an hour later I drove back with this trophy buck and this radar buck. So he thought I hopped on my 4-wheeler, drove in, shot 2 deer, loaded them on the 4-wheeler and drive back. That's what he thought. He was dumbfounded how I did that so fast. Yeah, so that's the big boy up there. That's definitely one of my most memorable as far as a single animal. But my absolute most memorable was the first deer I ever shot, which was 3 in a row. So the one year, this was actually second year I ever deer hunted. Because the first year I did the whole like pushing bushes and like learning shit. And then my Uncle Dwight was like, all right, I'll take you under my fucking arm and teach you how to hunt deer. I'm like, okay, cool. So the Monday we didn't hunt. Sunday hunting was illegal. So we had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. No Sunday. And I was in Europe hunting boars. So we didn't hunt Monday. But Monday we landed at the airport at Pearson. And we started driving back. And we got to Stratford, or Kitchener, and it started snowing. And by the time we got to Stratford, it took us longer to get to Stratford to here than it did from Pearson to Stratford. It was a fucking disaster of a snowstorm.
Mm-hmm.
And it stormed Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning. And this is my first year, like, actually, like, learning to track deer and figure out where they're going and what they're doing. So Dwight and I, every day, we just went out and we like looked at the tracks and where they'd gone and what they'd done and what they were trying to figure out what they were thinking. And it was just storming like a motherfucker. And of course, when it's storming like a motherfucker, deer just they come out in the middle of the night, they eat the absolute what they have to, and they go back and hide.
Yeah, the bed down.
Yeah, because they hate the wind. The wind makes so much noise. They don't know what's going on. Whatever, they hate it. So the Friday night, it's finally started to settle down, and we picked some spots that we knew the deer were moving, and I saw one deer on the Friday night, and that was it. Saturday morning we go out, and Dwight saw it. It was an unfortunate series of coincidences. He saw 23 deer that morning, never got a shot.
23.
23, yeah. And 4 or 5 of them were deer that I scared towards them, but 6 of them. They went towards them and then they came back to me. At any rate, it's delicious. So, long story short, I ended up with these 6 deer in front of me. I was about to leave. I was fucking cold, and there's snow. It was like 3 feet of snow. I was cold and ready to leave, and all of a sudden I see these deer coming through the bush, and they come up, like, they're like right in front of me. And I had this old Remington 870. So I let it out, and there's this great big doe, and I'm like, pull the trigger, boom! And I could see the fucking hole go right where it was supposed to. And she jumps off just a little bit. Forget about her. I know I hit her, she's done. And then I look at this other deer, and boom! Shoot it. And then this other deer, boom! Shoot it. And I'm like, oh, fuck. We have 2 tags. The third tag I forgot in my coat in Germany. So I know I have a third tag, but it's in Germany. So I knew we had 3 tags.
Good enough for me.
One's in Germany, but whatever.
Fuck it.
Yeah. So I get these 3 deer, and
Now they were all does?
does and fawns, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there was no trophy buck kind of like story kind of thing. It's just does and fawns. So I automatically just put more bullets in my gun because you're only allowed to have 3. So then I get up out of my stand. I'm going to check out my deer, and there's this fawn standing right there.
You didn't.
Oh no, I didn't.
Okay.
No, well, let's back it up here. Back it up.
All right.
The first doe, I shot the first doe, cranked it to put the next shell in,
Right.
but the next shell didn't feed because I'm using an old piece of shit shotgun.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh my god. Like I put it on the next one and pulled the trigger and it went click. So I got all these deer standing at like 12, 15 yards. Like they're all like right there. It's calm. It's cold.
Yeah.
Every sound makes a sound. So the second shot didn't work because the shell didn't feed because I'm using a piece of crap shotgun. So all these deer are standing there. We're in hardwoods. Like a hardwood bush. So the sound echoes and they don't know where it came from. So they're all on edge. Like we don't know which way to run because we don't know where it came from. So yeah, the second one, I forgot about that. Pulled the trigger, clicked. So then I'm sitting there, and these deer are all standing right there, like on edge, looking for which way to run.
But not moving.
But not moving, because they don't know which way to run, because they don't know where the danger's coming from. So I had to like fucking slowly, I slide back, and then I had to reach in, and I actually took my finger and tried to feed it in as gently as I could. But still went click. There's a little bit of click going on. And I got that shell fed in, and they didn't figure out where it came from. And then I smoked the next one. And then cranked it, smoked the next one. So then I walk out of my deer stand, and there's this fawn standing there, has no idea what's going on. And I'm like, okay, we have 2 tags. The third one's in Germany. I don't know how we get from Germany to here in the next 15 minutes. I looked at it. Automatic reaction is just bring the gun up, right?
Right.
I brought the gun up and I looked at it and I'm like, fuck, there's no ethical way I can do this.
Right.
So I looked at it and I'm like, hey! And it looks at me. I'm like, hey, get out of here, I'm going to shoot you. And it's like.
And it just stood there and looked at you.
Yeah. Finally, it took off. So, and then Dwight's over there. I know Dwight's over there, and I'm like, "Don't shoot any more deer!
We're tagged out.
We shot too many. Don't shoot any more deer." So he didn't shoot any more deer, and he came over. But yeah, the Monday when I landed at the airport, there was no snow on the ground here, and we actually had to get a snowblower to blow a path back to where I shot the deer because we couldn't get a pickup truck through an open field. We had to blow a path to get the deer out of that field. You remember that? That was in the old greenhouse that was here.
Yep.
I have pictures. I think there's pictures up there maybe of it. Yeah.
Well, I remember one deer, it might be the year you're talking about, a deer season when we lived in the greenhouse.
Remember the year Kyle tagged 3 does in one day?
Is Cheryl one of those does?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another story for another time. I remember it was that year. I remember that it was like just a blizzard out.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Like I remember there was like 2-3 feet of snow in the driveway. Like,
Mhm.
It was just crazy. The highways were closed, roads were closed. But yeah, I remember. That was a crazy snowstorm.
Well, there's been a few of those years for deer hunting.
Yeah.
But I love the deer hunting in the snow. So that's what I miss is the camaraderie.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like,
I do miss that. Even though I'm not a hunter.
No, but the camaraderie is
Yeah,
just not here that it was
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
You're like,
I remember this would be 6 years ago. Deer season 6 years ago. We had the whole group. I remember that night we stayed up till like 4 a.m. when your brother was here. And we had that rat trap fight.
oh, the rat trap fight, yeah, rat trap fight, woo!
We were up till like just like drinking and like smoking dope and just
No, it was illegal then. We didn't do that.
right. We had like these mouse traps and rat traps, so we were. This is like 3 a.m. We're all sitting around listening to Christmas music and carrying on. So
Which you may be able to hear in the background right now. I'm not sure, but it's playing.
So we had these we had a couple mouse traps. We had like some of those big fucking rat traps. So we'd sit there and we'd set them, and then we'd frickin' throw them across the room at somebody across the room. Was it you that got it off the back of the head, or was it your brother?
Brother.
Yeah, you threw it at Dave, so Dave frickin' whips this rat trap across the living room, and it hits his brother in the back of the head, and the trap goes off, and it split his fucking head open. It was odd. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for deer hunters that are willing to stay up till 4 a.m.
Throw rat traps
have
at each
rat
other.
trap That's what we're looking for.
Deer season isn't about hunting deer.
So if
I mean, it is, but it's not.
So if you're into hunting deer in the afternoon and during the day and getting all drunk and having rat trap fights till all hours of the morning.
Hey, we were still out first thing in the morning hunting deer.
Yeah, you were too. I do. Yeah. I remember that.
No, you gotta be dedicated deer hunter, but get fucked up and do shit.
Yeah,
Stupid shit.
So that night, so we're up till like 4 a.m, drinking, carrying on, rat trap fights. They get up, go deer hunting. I got up, went to Seaforth so I could have breakfast with Santa with my kids.
That's dedication.
That was
dedication to deer season.
Father of the year right here.
Fucking right.
Hungover as fuck.
He's a good man.
Breakfast with Santa.
Can we bring up the Father of the Year thing again, or
No.
is that no? So yeah, it's the deer season thing is. I'm definitely on a hitchy point on that one. I'm ready to tell the old group to go fuck themselves.
Okay, so we've been talking for 38 minutes about deer hunting.
Okay, so
Let's switch it over to something else.
38 minutes isn't enough. Deer hunting's worth like 6 podcasts.
You think so?
Sure. Well, were you bored with the conversation?
No.
You seem pretty enthusiastic.
No, I'm totally down with that.
Do you remember the year my brother was like drawing paintings with his ass on the? Oh no, you weren't there that night.
I don't remember anything.
Is he?
Nope. Not participating.
Oh, okay, never mind.
No, I have no.
Oh, that year was.
Casserole?
Huh?
Yeah, Grandma's casserole.
Grandma's casserole is like that's a deer season thing.
That's. I don't even. Is like Grandma's there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
She'd be so proud of us right now.
I remember there was specific
Menu. Yeah, no, it's
for
that
deer
is.
season.
Yeah. Damn straight it is.
There was Grandma's casserole. There was the
Layer lettuce salad.
There was the
We do the
the
chicken
whole
one night.
chicken.
Yeah.
There was a rib
Broccoli
night.
salad. Rib night's Friday night. We're doing that this year.
Thursday night was a Doc's Wings night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there was like.
Do you know what the Doc's wings are now?
A buck.
A buck a wing.
Yeah.
A fucking $1.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Do you remember the night we ate 100 wings there?
I do. That was,
And it costed $35 instead of $100.
Yeah, that was right after. I think it was the week after my first bodybuilding competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was what 3 or 4 of us. We ate 100 wings.
Yeah, for $35, not $100. Not $100.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Buck a wing. Like, can you not make it 99 cents so it sounds like it's less than $1?
Yeah, the wing nights. Yeah, $1 a wing.
Yeah, no, piss on that shit. I'm not doing $1 a wing. 99 cents, I'd be in. $1, no. I'm sorry. It that is a whole marketing scam that works. When I opened my store, the woodworking shop,
Yeah.
I always stuck to the like, I'm not doing $499. I'm doing $500 because that's what it is, $500.
Yep.
But I learned over time, with some experimentation, that $499 sells the pieces, whatever, and $500 doesn't. That $1. There's people, yeah, it's total psychological. Walmart does it. Why does Walmart does it? Because it works.
Because it works.
So retarded.
Absolutely.
Oh no, it's not $500. It's only $499. What are you people smoking? I want some. I want some of whatever you're smoking because that is the dumbest shit ever, and it works. Should I be saying this?
I don't give a fuck what you say.
No, maybe from a business perspective, this isn't the smartest thing to say,
I
but
don't give a shit.
What?
people are stupid. Everybody's stupid.
It's area
$4.99 is fine.
Say whatever you want.
$4.99 is fine, but $500? No, I won't do $500, but I'll do $4.99.
It's like a psychological.
Dumbass.
You
It's
see,
fucking
you
stupid.
see the 4.
I hated it, and I tried to fight it. Like, I always try to fight the power by labeling my shit $500 versus $499.95. $499.95. Well, it's not $500. Ooh.
It's like a case of remember a case of beer or whatever. It was like $29.95. It's not $30.
Yeah, it's no $30.
$30. I don't
Ooh.
know if I need.
And then you're like
$29.95.
Okay.
I can do that.
So it's $30, $29.95. You give them $30, and you're like, keep the nickel.
Yeah.
It's $30. You paid $30. You told them to keep the nickel because you don't give a fuck about the nickel.
It's a proven fact. That's why they do it.
I know. And it's so stupid, and I hate it, and I disagree with it, but I still do it in my store because it works, and it's fucking gay. Oh, I can't. Oh, you stopped recording?
No,
Oh, no, you didn't.
We're good. You're just
Oh, you got
drunk.
a message or
You're
something.
just drunk.
No, something did
Oh,
something
did
to
it?
your, probably your phone there.
Whatever.
Yeah, I shouldn't say gay. That's not a politically correct thing anymore. But
So
yeah, no, it's stupid. It's so stupid, and I hate it, but I do it now because it works. Smarten up, motherfuckers!
How many beers have you had before we started this?
I don't count.
Yeah.
See, I smartened up.
I see you got the place all decorated up for Christmas.
Yeah, well, I'm a lot more festive this year than I was a year ago right now.
Yeah, you are actually. And the place is neat. The place is tidy.
Yeah, and I'm a lot happier than I was a year ago.
Well, it's a proven fact that if your life is in order, so your bills are paid, your house is clean, your car's clean, you have some sort of an order to your life, that you're a happier person.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at.
Whereas, so it's all about, keeping some sort of an order or whatever.
Yeah, well, and I've decided I'm keeping an order to my life, and
But
I'm
I was,
definitely working on it.
I was quite shocked when I came in. It's just like, holy fuck, like everything's neat and everything's tidy. And
Yeah, well, a year ago right now it was a disaster.
you got your Christmas decorations all. Dave's very Christmas. Dave's very into Christmas.
Yeah, last year I struggled with Christmas, but this year
I don't know if you can hear, we do have Christmas music playing in the background. Just off camera, we actually have a Christmas tree candle burning off the. We got a little Christmas tree candle there, being all festive.
Yeah, I know. A year ago, it was a totally different story. So let's talk about like last year. I think we talked about the Mexico trip on a podcast last year.
Yeah.
Before or after, I'm not sure.
I think that was the very first podcast we ever did.
Was it?
Mhm.
I'm not sure.
Mhm.
We talked about a lot of stuff on podcasts. So the Mexico trip, we talked about it. Obviously we talked about it because it's important to me, and Sheldon's important to me, and I'm important to Sheldon. So we talked about Mexico.
We're soulmates.
Yeah. So this year I've been tracking the Mexico trip thing, and I thought when COVID was at its I don't want to call it height, when it was when we were in the lockdown and everything was gone to shit earlier in the year, talking like July, June. I thought, hey, maybe these people are just like trying to entice people to book their trips. And so I priced it out. It was just like ridiculously, like overpriced, expensive, and I'm like, I don't know who the hell can afford that. Not happening. I kept checking on it, but then this time of year came, and it was the same price. Like right now, it's the same price it was a year ago.
Yeah,
at
that
this
doesn't make
time.
any sense to me at all.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Like we're talking like $4,000 versus $10,000. And I was like, what the heck? Is like these prices just don't make sense. But right now the prices are exactly the same as they were a year ago at this time. No, $30 difference. $30 difference. So we're $30 more now than we were a year ago. But this includes like if you get COVID in Mexico,
Right.
it covers your 14-day quarantine in Mexico before
Right.
you can come back.
Yeah.
So that insurance is more, but it's
Now,
still
do you still
30
get to
bucks.
just live it up for 2 weeks?
Yeah, I know.
Quarantine? Like, what's quarantine in Mexico?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure about
Like,
that.
you still get to just hang out and drink and fish and do whatever the fuck you want in
I
quarantine?
don't know what
That sounds like a
quarantine
good
in
deal to
Mexico-
me.
Yeah, I know. Like if they're going to pay for me,
Sounds like a good value. Like,
I don't know if I'm stuck in a vault or if I just do the same old shit. I don't know.
should look into that.
But here's the interesting part. Well, there's lots of interesting parts. This is a whole interesting dynamic. So, the last 2 years I've flown from
Hey.
London.
No.
You know how to change the tunes?
Nope.
Okay.
So the last 2 years I've flown from London. This year, all the London flights are canceled.
I
So-
want to hear a tune.
Dude, we're doing a podcast,
I
not
know.
listening to Christmas music.
I know, I'm sorry.
So the last 2 years, it's been out of London. And London was one flight a day, every day, from London to Cancun, from December 1st till April 30th. This year, they're not doing one single flight out of London to Cancun. Not one. And Pearson is only doing Saturdays to Cancun. So that is, and I'm sure they were doing 2, 3, 4 flights a day back and forth from Pearson to Cancun. I don't know the exact one, but it was, I'm guaranteeing you it was minimum 2, probably 4 back and forth.
Yeah.
So that's how drastic the difference is in the people traveling south. Like I contacted my travel agent and she said she has not booked one single flight south. Like not one package. Yet. And I'm like, okay, well whatever. I'll book it. I'm willing to take the risk. I'll go for the end of January hoping there's a vaccination or that they've figured out the COVID testing when you get back, something like that. I want to go fish in the ocean. Again, I love it. Awesome.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about that before the podcast.
Yeah. This isn't about like all you can eat, all you can drink, which I love and is great. But the thing for me is like fishing in the ocean. I love it. There's so many big, powerful, tasty, delicious fish in that ocean. And I want to go get them.
So typically, for the last couple of years, Dave's gone to Mexico, and then I stay at his place. You know, I love it here. Like this is my favorite place to be. It's empty. Dave's place is my all-time favorite place to be in the wintertime because it's just a wood stove and it's just cozy, and I really enjoy being here. So when he goes to Mexico, I basically move in here and live here when he's in Mexico. However, Dave has a pet.
Oh yeah, this has never been discussed on
Yeah,
here.
and Dave's pet he loathes me.
Yeah,
For good reason. I
definitely harassed the shit out of him since the day he was.
I harass this pet. This pet does not like me. So me being here for a week or 2 weeks looking after this pet would not go over well.
Not gonna happen.
This pet is not a dog. It's not a cat. It's not a goldfish.
Definitely not a parrot.
It's not a hamster.
Do we tell him now, or do we just leave it for now?
This pet, when Dave got it, back in, what was it, May? Beginning of June?
June, yeah.
June?
It was June, yeah.
Was about the size of,
big.
yeah, it was about the size of Dave's foot.
Yeah, no, he was smaller than my foot, yeah.
Yeah, and now this pet is
70 pounds.
70 pounds,
Give
fat.
or take 60, 70 pounds.
60, 70 pounds. It's not a dog. He
Has his own mind.
has his own mind. He hates me and smells like bacon.
You've given him reason to hate you.
Yeah.
You more so tonight. I wish should have had that on that podcast.
Dave has a pet pig,
Herbert.
Herbert. It's a pot-bellied pig, and
Vietnamese potbelly pig.
and he has grown unbelievably. Like I said, he was the size of Dave's foot when they got him.
He's smaller than my
Was.
foot.
And now he's like 70 pounds, and he's
They told us 40 pounds when we bought him.
yeah, fuck that. This pig is big, and he fucking hates me.
Yeah, despises the ground Sheldon walks on.
Yeah, I was kind of
That Sheldon instigated it.
yeah, I instigated it, but I was kind of razzing him up tonight, and
Kind of razzing him up tonight.
Kinda.
He never saw you coming tonight. You were.
But he came out, and I came up, and I grabbed a hold of him.
That's the first mistake.
So I tried to pick him up, and oh my god, I have never heard a pig squeal. I never heard him. Like, I wasn't hurting him or anything. I just came up.
We just hate you.
I heard him coming down the hallway, so I hit around the corner. So when he popped out around the corner, I freaking grabbed a hold of him, and holy fuck, I have never heard anything so loud. The only reason I let go of him because my ears were ringing from this thing squealing. It's like, dude, I'm just giving you a bear hug.
Yeah, he doesn't like bear hugs.
So I don't know if. So looking after this pig, if you go away, that's definitely not going to work.
Yeah, it's definitely become a challenge in our life. Is looking after the pig because Herbert is very he picks his people.
He doesn't pick me.
He's very emotionally complex, and
He is.
he doesn't like you.
No, he doesn't. But Colin's here, so
Colin's here,
so if you do go to Mexico, I'm definitely moving in for
yeah, it's just up to Colin to deal
the
with the
duration,
pig.
and then Colin's just got to deal with
Yeah,
his-
Colin's deal with Herbert.
with-
So yeah, we're booking the trip. Price points pretty much the same as last year, and we'll see what happens. I bought the insurance with the trip, so if there is some COVID crap that doesn't allow us to go, then we have the credit. We'll lose $35. That's it.
Yeah.
And trust me, I spent a lot more money on a lot dumber shit.
And what is your alternative to Mexico?
No, there's no alternative.
Well, it was either
Well, I mean,
Mexico or
If we can book something else, like say COVID prevents us from going to
someone I'm
Mexico.
talking about.
What are you
Wood
talking
stove.
Oh, the wood stove. Yeah. So I decided to get like one of these energy efficient wood stoves.
Yeah.
Which we obviously, and it's a piece of garbage. Like, anybody want to buy a wood stove? I got one for sale. I'm getting my incinerator back because it's just So I had this wood stove in here. It's kind of an incinerator thing. Like it gobbled the wood, but it would heat the place like nobody's business. Like,
Yeah, it could be like minus 20 degrees outside.
yeah, and you pump some wood
And
into this, and it would just
You'd
like
feed the wood to it and open up the vents, and it would
just
be 30 degrees.
smoking hot.
Like you'd have to open windows and open doors.
Yeah, it was stupid, but it went through the wood like crazy.
It did. It went through
A ton.
I
of wood.
think last year when you went to Mexico, when I stayed here for the 2 weeks, I went through how many cords?
Oh, I don't know how many cords. You
It
just
was
shoot
just
it
a
out.
stupid amount.
It was a stupid amount. It chews through the wood. That's why I decided to try like one of these like fancy, will be so efficient stoves. Wow. Yeah, it goes through way less wood, and we get no heat out of it, and it's not even cold yet. It's like -1, and we're just like trying to get this stove to make heat. It sucks. So yeah, we're gonna get back the incinerator.
Like it's comfortable in here.
So it's the
But we're not ready
incinerator.
to strip down to our underwear by any means. Like with
No,
the other
but it's
stove.
only -1.
Yeah.
It's not even cold.
Yeah.
It's not even cold yet, and we have to like make this stove work. You gotta stay on this thing, and you get up in the morning, and it's fucking cold in here. It's only -1 or 0.
Yeah.
Like the stove just doesn't hold the heat overnight, and you've got to work at it for hours and hours and hours and hours to get it up to heat in here again. So it's going. Anybody wants to buy a wood stove? I got one for sale. But the other one we took down to Derby, and we left it down there. We did a whole new thing for Derby this year. We rented a cottage off Jamie. It was a super nice guy. We had a great time with him, actually.
Yeah,
He was a great guy. We had a great time. And he agreed to let us leave the stove down there for next year, but we're going to haul it back up here. And, yeah, I don't know where I was going. I had a point, but I don't remember what it was.
So what's up with we were talking about this year, earlier there about you doing Christmas trees.
Yeah, the COVID Christmas trees.
It's Christmas time, so where's the Christmas trees?
I tried to buy COVID Christmas trees, and they were all sold out. I couldn't get seedlings. By the time I actually got around to it, I was on top of shit. But I looked into buying seedlings, and by the time I looked into buying them, they were sold out.
Do you remember the time we stole a Christmas tree? Do you remember that?
No.
95?
When we stole a Christmas tree?
We did. We were living in the apartment in Clinton.
Okay.
And we were driving. I was telling this story at work just last week. We were driving through Zurich, and there's like a store or something somewhere on the corner in Zurich.
Okay.
And they had a whole bunch of Christmas trees leaned up against the side of the store.
Mm-hmm.
And we were driving by, and we were just like, I don't know who came up with it. It was just,
No, I wasn't there that day.
Yeah, you were.
Was I?
Oh, absolutely, you were. 100%. And you were like, let's fucking steal a Christmas tree. So we freaking got out, opened up the trunk, freaking stuffed this Christmas tree in the trunk of my Buick
I remember the Buick.
My 1985 Buick.
Yeah, I remember putting the soup can on the exhaust. Yeah, okay.
And we set it up in our apartment in Clinton. We made decorations out of beer cases.
I know.
You don't remember that? We stole the Christmas tree.
No, I don't remember seeing the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
But I know that's cool. I'm good with that. I don't remember that. I must have been drunk.
Probably.
Yeah, most likely.
It's 25 years ago.
Yeah, it's probably drunk. Stole a Christmas tree from a store
In Zurich.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we were driving through Zurich, probably over at Matty Gosho's house or something like that. And we stole the Christmas tree. Yep.
Nothing more than festive cheer like stealing a Christmas tree.
What's your favorite Christmas carol?
Favorite Christmas carol. You know, that all depends on the mood I'm in. We were listening to the Celtic Women earlier.
What's your favorite Christmas?
I have to say the most moving. It's not even a Christmas carol. It's the most moving Christmas shit that I've ever had. Was the Celtic Woman when we went and saw them in Buffalo.
What's your favorite?
Every song they sung was just moving in that moment.
What's your favorite Christmas song?
Favorite Christmas song? I don't know. They're all my favorites.
All of them.
Yeah, like I really
Even
don't.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that song.
Yeah, well, you go ahead and hate it, but any song that's with Christmas, I'm in.
Okay. This
100% love
this
it.
is why I don't like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Okay, first of all, he's not even real.
Oh no, he's not real.
He's not real. You read through.
Okay, I'm
Hold
on
on.
board.
You read through The Night Before Christmas, on Dancer, on Prancer, on Dasher, blah blah blah. There's no Rudolph.
Dancer, Vixen,
Okay.
Comet, Cupid.
You watch Tim Allen's movies of Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
There's no Rudolph. He's just not real. I
But it's not
think
even what-
Rudolph is a fictional character.
Here's the thing I don't like about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is because everybody.
I think it's marketing bullshit.
Yeah, well,
He's not a
everybody.
real guy.
It doesn't matter whether he's a real guy
He's
or
not
not.
real.
Here's my issue with Rudolph the Red-Nosed
I
Reindeer.
think they made that story up.
Here's my issue with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer because this is Rudolph. The whole story of Rudolph just enforces the fact that you're not worth anything until you're useful.
Okay, did you know?
You're absolutely worthless until you. Nobody liked Rudolph until he had a use.
Right.
Nobody cared about who he was. Nobody cared about what was inside him or what he had to share with society. It wasn't until Rudolph had a use that all of a sudden he was valuable.
Right.
Bullshit!
Well, first of all,
Joe, you're not useful to me at all, but I love you because you're a great guy.
I know.
But like you don't guide my sleigh. You don't put gas in my car. You don't do any of that shit. You're just a great guy and I love you. So why didn't nobody care about Rudolph? Nobody looked into what he actually felt or what he cared about until he all of a sudden had this red nose and was able to like make shit happen.
Right.
Fucking bullshit.
I had this conversation at work at break. They were talking about it. Some people were all up in arms.
Dude, we're in an hour.
Yeah. About
Okay.
they thought that Rudolph should be banned from the radio because it was supporting bullying.
Oh my god.
I know. It's like we live in a society of fucking.
Rural. You know what we
fucking
need? We need a good
snowflakes.
famine. We need a good war. We need a good fucking recession, depression. We need a depression, because all these fucking people that are like, oh my god, feelings. No, fuck that.
It was like what was it like?
Which I mean is contradictory to what I just said about Rudolph and his feelings.
Like
but-
last year or 2 years ago, people were were all up in arms about that that song about baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah,
the guy
yeah.
how the guy was trying
Yeah.
to it's like really like you have too many fucks to give. If you
Yeah, exactly.
if you're so up in arms over a fucking Christmas song that you think it's like you have way too many fucks to give.
Yeah.
You need to like just say whatever. Yeah, I did hear that some people
That's what I'm saying.
were all
is
up in arms about
You got it. You got to take away.
But
Once we have a good famine or a depression or once some shit where people actually have to struggle to survive, your fucks aren't going to be given about stupid shit like that.
yeah.
Your fucks are going to be given about where your food's going to come. Where's your next meal coming
Yeah.
from? Where are you going to shit? Where are you going to sleep?
But anyway.
Yeah, no, fuck this shit.
But
Get rid of all these fucking...
But Rudolph's not even a real person. It's completely.
Of course he's not a person. He's a reindeer.
He's completely made up. So that's why I don't like that.
Yeah, well, I don't like the fact that they didn't give a shit about Rudolph until he had a purpose. Nobody cared. And then all of a sudden, oh, I've got a red nose, so I have a purpose. Everybody loves me. Yeah, well, the next Christmas when they don't need the fucking red nose, he's just fucking...
Yep.
off by the side.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit anymore.
But anyway,
It's a clear Christmas. We don't need Rudolph. It's a foggy Christmas. We need Rudolph. Oh yeah, like what? Because all of a sudden you're just like, you have a purpose. Or you don't have a purpose. Fuck that shit. Poor Rudolph. I feel bad for the little
Not
guy.
even real.
I don't care if he's real or not. I feel bad for
All
him.
the other 8 reindeer, that's legit.
Like on the clear Christmases when it's not snowy and foggy, I lay in bed and cry for him
No,
because he's just sitting in a corner being useless.
You're just being ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
But argue with that point. How can you argue with that point? It's true.
I know.
Nobody cares about Rudolph on a clear Christmas.
My favorite Christmas song.
They only love him for when they need him.
Okay, we're past that.
Right.
My favorite Christmas song is "Oh Holy Night."
That is a good one, yeah.
Preferably, it all depends on who sings it. But like Celtic Woman, Josh Groban,
Silent Night.
Celine Dion, she does a really good version of that.
Silent Night,
Oh
that's
Holy
mine.
Night. And my favorite non-traditional
Ignoring me.
Christmas song is "Driving Home for Christmas" by Chris Rea. I absolutely love that song. Probably don't even know what I'm talking
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're
about. Yeah,
talking about.
fucking absolutely.
Driving home for Christmas.
Yeah. Love that too.
Yeah, no, I know, yeah.
Anyway, we're at an hour and 6 minutes.
Yeah, but we could go for another 2 hours if you want.
Concerning what else you want to talk about?
What goes wrong with what we were talking about already?
What, Rudolph? And
Yeah.
anyway, I don't even know what episode this is. It's been too long. This could be 17. It could
I've been bugging him about this. I mean, Sheldon, you're fucking slacking.
I know.
Get on these podcasts. Yeah, we'll do it. And then he comes up, well, it's been a few nights he's come over here with the intention of doing it.
Yeah.
And then shit got out of hand and we didn't do it.
Yeah.
That's partly my fault. Because I gave him some things that maybe impeded that, but I definitely... Dude,
No, we need
I know you want to do it.
I know. We got to.
I'm trying to push you and
We
support
gotta-
you in this. We're going to do it.
We're going to stay on top of it. We got to stay on top of this.
I love how he says, like, these are his podcasts, but we're going to stay on top of it.
I don't know. It just works better with the two of us. So maybe it should just be like the Dave and Shelley podcast or something.
Yeah, Dave and Shelley
I
podcast.
don't give a fuck. Whatever. Anyway, we will be back at some point before too long